Hello everyone, this is Dharamveer sir here. So today we are going to continue with chapter 16 of grade 11 maths, which is probability. Now in the previous part we discussed about random experiments and the sample space. Okay, now in this video we will discuss about event and different types of events associated with the random experiment. So let's start. First, let me explain you the meaning of event. So, an event is the subset of the sample space S of any random experiment. Event is the subset of sample space S. We know the meaning of subset and sets. We learned this in the chapter 1 also. So, any subset of the sample space is called an event. Now, for example, you can take the example of drawing an ace from the deck of cards. So, this will contain ace of heart, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds or ace of spade. And here A will be the subset of the sample space because the sample space contains all the 15 to 52 cards of the deck. Clear? So any subset of the sample space is called an event. So pause and note down the definition. Now we have different types of events. First is impossible and sure event. So the empty set phi, that is an event which does not have any element, is called impossible event, and the sample space S will be termed as the sure event. Okay, because it is bound to happen. In fact, the phi is called the impossible event and S is called as the sure event. Clear? Now next we have simple or elementary event. Now an event is said to be simple if it has only one element. If it has only one element, it is called simple or elementary event. In short, a singleton set is a elementary event. So for example, if we have the set of outcomes when through two coins are thrown is S equals to H, 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 T, TH and TT. Now if we define the event E, that both are head, equals to HH. Now it is clear that the set E has only one element. So set E will be called as simple or elementary event. Clear? So pause and note down these points. Next we have compound event. If any event has more than more than one outcomes, then it is called a compound event. For example, if in the same example of throwing two coins, we have F equals to HHHT, HHHT, then since it has two elements, so it will be called as compound event. Now complementary event. Now given the event A, then the complementary event of A is the event consisting of all the elements of the sample space which are not in A. Then the event will be called as complementary event. Clear? So pause and note down the definition of these points. Now coming to few more terms, that is event A or B. Now we know the meaning of OR. We learned this in chapter 1, sets. OR means unions. If we have two sets A and B associated with a sample space, then A or B simply means A union B. And their probability will be indicated as probability of A union B. That is both will occur. Now coming to A and B. A and B. Now AND means intersection, we know this. So if A and B are two events associated with a sample space, then the event A and B is the same as A intersection B, and their probability is indicated as probability of A intersection B, that they both occur simultaneously. Clear? Then we have the event A but not B. Not B, that is the difference A minus B. So event A minus B is the set of all those elements of sample spaces which are in A but not in B. Which are in A but not in B. Now A minus B is also written as A intersection B dash. Keep this in mind because we are going to use this formula while solving the sums. Clear? So pause and note down these important points. Now a few more important terms, that is mutually exclusive events. So two events A and B are said to be mutually exclusive if their intersection is phi. Okay, if we have two events A and B and their intersection, that is A intersection B is equal to phi, then we say that they are mutually exclusive, and the probability of them is probability of A intersection B will be equals to 0. Next is exhaustive event. So two events or two or more events are said to be mutually exhaustive if the union of all of them gives the sample space. That is, if E1, E2 up to En are the events of sample space, then their union, that is E1 union U2 union U3 up to UN equals to S. Then we say that these E1, E2, E3 up to En are the exhaustive events. Clear? So pause and note down these points. So keeping all these points in mind, let's start exercise 16.2. The question 1 is, a die is rolled, let E be the event die shows 4 and F be the event die shows even number. Are E and F mutually exclusive? Now for two events to be mutually exclusive, their intersections have to be empty, that is 5. So S equals to, we know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E is that the die shows 4, that is E will be equal to set containing 4, and F is die shows even number, so F will be equals to 2, 4, 6. Now if you find the intersection, E intersection F will be equals to what? 4, and since it is not equals to 5, therefore they are not mutually exclusive. For two events to be mutually exclusive, their intersection have to be 5. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Next is question number 2. A die is thrown. Describe the following events. A, a number is less than 7. B, a number greater than 7. C is a multiple of 3. D, a number less than 4. E, an even number greater than 4. And F, a number not less than 3. So we have 6 different events. And we have to find A union B, A intersection B, B union C, E intersection F, D intersection E, A minus C. Now meaning of A minus C is what? A but not C. D minus E, E intersection F dash and F dash. So on throwing a dice, the sample space is S equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now first, A is a number less than 7. So A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B, a number greater than 7. So there is no such number, that B will be equals to what? 5. C is a multiple of 3. So C is 3 and 6. D is a number less than 4. So 1, 2, 3. E is an even number greater than 4, that is 6. F is a number not less than 3, that is 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have the sets A, B, C, D, E, F. Now finding A union B. So we have A union B equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then A intersection B, nothing is common, so it will be equals to 5. B union C, we get 3 and 6. E intersection F will be 6. D intersection E is 5, nothing is common. A minus C, that is in A but not in C, we have 1, 2, 4, 5. D minus C, that is in D but not in E, we get 1, 2, 3. E intersection F dash, we get 5. F dash equals to what? S minus F, so we get 1 and 2. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Moving to question 3. An experiment involves rolling a pair of dice and recording the numbers that come up. Describe the following events. Pair of dice. Okay. So A is the sum is greater than 8. B, 2 occurs on either die. C, the sum is at least 7 and a multiple of 3. And which pairs of these events are mutually exclusive? So we have to decide which of them intersection equals to 5. So we know that when we roll a pair of dice, the outcome S is 1, 1, 1, 2 up to 1, 6, 2, 1, 2, 2 up to 2, 6, 3, 1, 3, 2 up to 3, 6, 4, 1, 4, 2 up to 4, 6, 5, 1, 5, 2 up to 5, 6, and 6, 1, 6, 2 up to 6, 6. So in total we have 36 elements. Now A is, their sum is more than 8. So we have A xy, so that x plus y should be 9, 10, 11 or 12. So we get A equals to 3, 6, 6, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 4, 6, 6, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 5 and 6, 6. B is xy, either x is equal to 2 or y is equal to 2. And x or xy both are equal to 2. So we have B equals to 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2. C is xy, that is their sum is greater or equal to 7 and x plus y is a multiple of 3. So we get C equals to 3, 6, 6, 3, 9, 4 5 5 4 again 9 and 6 6 12. Now we have to check whether they are mutually exclusive or not. So we have to find their intersection. So finding A intersection B, it is 5. B intersection C, again 5. But A intersection C is equal to 3 6 6 3 4 5 5 4 and 6 6. So this is not equal to 5. So from here we conclude that A and B and C are mutually exclusive, but A and C are not mutually exclusive because their intersection is not equals to 5. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Now moving to question 4. 3 coins are tossed. Let A denote the event 3 heads shows. B denote the event 2 heads and 1 tail. C denote the event 3 tails, and D denote the event a head shows on the first coin. So which events are mutually exclusive? Simple and compound. Okay. So here we have the sample space when 3 coins are tossed, as S equals to triple H, double ST, STH, T double H, STT, TST, double TH and triple T. Now first event A, 3 heads shows. A equals to what? Triple H. B is 2 heads and 1 tail. So B equals to HST, HTH, THH. C is 3 tails shows. C is triple T. D is a head shows on the first coin. So D is triple H, double ST, STH and STT. Now A intersection B, since we have to check whether it is mutually exclusive or not. So A intersection B is equal to what? 5. Therefore A and B are mutually exclusive. A intersection C is 5. So A and C are mutually exclusive. But A intersection D is equal to triple H, which is not equal to 5. Therefore A and D are not mutually exclusive. Now taking B and C. B intersection C is equal to 5. So B and C are mutually exclusive. B intersection D is equal to double HT, STH, which is not equal to 5. So B and D are not mutually exclusive. C intersection D is equal to 5. Therefore C and D are mutually exclusive. Hence we have A and B, A and C, B and C, C and D as mutually exclusive pair of events. Now since the events A and C have only one simple point, therefore A and C will be simple events. And since B and D have more than one sample points, so B and D are compound events. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Now moving to question 5. 3 coins are tossed. Describe 2 events which are mutually exclusive, 3 events which are mutually exclusive and exhaustive, 2 events which are not mutually exclusive, 2 events which are mutually exclusive but not exhaustive, and 3 events which are mutually exclusive but not exhaustive. So we have the random experiment of throwing 3 coins, and we have to give examples of these particular events. So first consider the sample space. So when we throw 3 coins together, we get the sample space as triple H, double ST, STH, T double H, S double T, TST, double TH, triple T. So let A, that is getting one head, B getting exactly one tail. So we have A equals to STT, TST, double TH, and B is equal to THH, STH and HST. So we can simply see that A intersection B equals to 5. So we have given the example for events which are mutually exclusive. Now second one, let A getting at most one head, and B getting exactly 2 head, and C getting exactly 3 heads. So we get A equals to triple T, HTT, TST and TTH. B is HST, STH, T double H, and C is triple H. So we have A intersection B5, A intersection C5, B intersection C5, and their union A union B union C will give the sample space S. So we just gave the examples of events A, B, C which are mutually exclusive and exhaustive. Third, let A is getting at most one head, B is getting at least one head. So we have A is triple T, HTT, TST and TTH, and B is HTT, TST, double TH, double HT, HTH, T double H and triple H. So if we find A intersection B, it is not equal to 5. Therefore we get 2 events A and B which are not mutually exclusive. Then coming to fourth, we have A getting exactly one head, B getting exactly 2 heads. So A is equal to HTT, TST and TTH, B is equal to HS, T, S, T, H and T double H. So we can simply see that A intersection B equals to 5. So they are mutually exclusive. But their union A and B is not equal to the sample spaces. Therefore, they are not exhaustive events. Done. So moving to question 6. Two dice are thrown. The events A, B and C are follows. A. Getting an even number on the first die. B. Getting an odd number on the first die. C. Getting the sum of the numbers on the dice less or equal to 5. So we have to describe the following events. A dash, not A or B, A and B, A but not C, B or C, B and C and A intersection B dash intersection C dash. Now when we throw two dice, we get in total 36 outcomes. We remember that sample space. So first, A is getting an even number on the first die. So A is equal to 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6. All the even numbers on the first one, that is 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6. And 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6. B is X is odd. First number is odd. So 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6. 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6. And says that the sum on the top is less or equal to 5. So we get C equals to 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2. Now coming to the first part, A dash, that is not A. So A dash equals to what? Getting an odd number. A was what? Getting even number. No, so A dash will be not getting an even number. That is, we will get an odd number. So A dash will be equals to B. Not B. That is, not B means what? Not getting an odd number. So if we are not getting an odd number, it means we will get even number on the first die. And this was the set A. So B dash will be equals to A. A or B, that is A and B equals to S. A and B, that is their intersection equals to 5. A but not C, that is A minus C. So subtract those elements which are in A but not in C. So we have 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6, 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6. B or C, that is B union C. So writing the collection of all the elements of B and C. B and C means their intersection. So their intersection is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, 3, 2. And A intersection B dash intersection C dash. Okay, we know that B dash equals to A dash. We solved this in the second part. So we get A intersection C dash. So A intersection A becomes A. So we have A intersection C dash, that is A minus C. So we have to simply write all the elements of A which are not in the set C. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. With this, we end exercise 16.2. So solve the remaining sums and don't forget to solve the examples given for the exercise. Thank you and all the best.